Hey Swrmers, welcome back to wait, hang on. I don't think I've seen you here before. Welcome, it is so great to have you here. To catch you up real quick, we're in the midst of a series on single-use beverage containers. We recently looked at the things which have an environmental impact when you buy a drink from the corner store, which comes in a single-use container, be that plastic or aluminium. Yep, that's how I say it because I'm Australian, but it is the same thing as aluminum for our American friends. We'll link to the previous video below. But today there's a special case we'd like to address: carbonated beverages. As much as we might love sodas and sparkling waters, the plastic bottles used here are even more troublesome than the non-carbonated plastic drink bottles. Why? It comes down to
performance under pressure.
Carbonated drinks contain dissolved carbon dioxide, or CO2, under pressure, which is what creates that satisfying we love. This pressure requires that bottles can withstand it without deforming or busting. Non-carbonated drinks, on the other hand, don't have this pressure, so their bottles don't need to be as strong. Both carbonated and non-carbonated drink bottles are typically made from PET, which is a strong, lightweight and shatter-resistant plastic. But here's the catch: carbonated drink bottles require more PET to create those thicker walls that handle the internal pressure. In fact, an average PET bottle for carbonated drinks uses about 10 to 15% more plastic than a non-carbonated drink bottle. This means higher consumption of raw materials. More PET means more oil used for production, which of course isn't great for the planet. Now let's talk about how these bottles are made. Both types are manufactured using a process called blow molding. However, carbonated drink bottles undergo a more stringent process to ensure the material is evenly distributed to withstand the pressure we mentioned. This requires more energy and more precision. Thicker bottles also need more rigorous testing. Each carbonated drink bottle is pressure tested to make sure it won't leak or bust. Non-carbonated bottles obviously don't need such stringent quality control, which simplifies their manufacturing process. So what happens after you've taken that last satisfying sip? The recycling process for both types of PET bottles is similar, but the difference in thickness can affect the efficiency and therefore economics of recycling. Thicker bottles require more energy to process due to the increased material. They also take longer to break down during the shredding phase of recycling. While thicker bottles might yield slightly more recycled PET at the end, the increased energy and processing costs offset this benefit. Another issue is contamination. While both types of bottles can suffer from contamination if not properly cleaned and sorted, thicker bottles might trap more residue, complicating the recycling process even further. The quality of recycled PET from carbonated drink bottles may be higher due to the better grade and more PET used, but the difference here is often marginal. So what does all this mean for the environment? Well, thicker plastic bottles for carbonated drinks have a higher environmental footprint compared to thinner bottles for non-carbonated drinks. This is due to the increased amount of PET used for production, higher energy use in manufacturing, more emissions across the board, and in terms of waste. But although both bottles contribute significantly to the plastic waste on the planet, the increased material in carbonated bottles does mean that they contribute more per unit to waste volume and mass. So what can we do about it? Here are a few recommendations. First up, choose to reuse. Opting for reusable drink containers drastically reduces the environmental impact associated with single-use bottles because they're no longer single-use, whether it's carbonated or non. What does this look like for carbonated drinks though? Well, devices like SodaStream allow you to carbonate your own water and even add flavours, drastically reducing your need for single-use containers. It is a small upfront investment, but absolutely worth it for the environment in the long run. Secondly, recycle right. Properly sort and recycle PET bottles to ensure that they are efficiently processed and turned into new products. Putting your recyclables into the correct container is paramount. Researchers are also trying to make the situation better by developing new materials to address these environmental challenges. So here's a few examples of those. Biodegradable plastics. Companies are working on plastics made from renewable resources like cornstarch, sugarcane and potato starch. These biodegradable plastics can break down more quickly in the environment compared to traditional PET. One example is PLA, polylactic acid, a biodegradable plastic made from fermented plant starch. It's being used already for various packaging applications, including non-carbonated drink bottles. Then there's plant-based plastics, also known as bioplastics. These are derived from renewable biomass sources such as plants. These materials can reduce dependence on fossil fuels and they have a lower carbon footprint. Coca-Cola, for example, introduced the plant bottle, which is made from up to 30% plant-based materials. This bottle looks and functions like traditional PET, but has a smaller environmental impact. Then there's new technologies in recycling. These are being developed to improve the efficiency and quality of recycled plastics. Chemical recycling, for example, breaks down plastics into their basic chemical components, which can then be used to produce new plastics without degradation in quality. Companies like Loop Industries are using chemical recycling to create high-quality PET from waste plastics, reducing the need for virgin PET. Lightweighting involves designing bottles that use less plastic without compromising their strength. Advances in materials science and engineering allow for the creation of thinner yet stronger bottles. Many beverage companies are already adopting to lightweight, and this reduces their plastic content, leading to significant reductions in plastic use and emissions, and of course, cost in manufacturing. None of these solutions will be the cure for the immense amount of plastic waste we currently need to manage, but they're steps in the right direction. And remember, any advancements in materials needs to be taken with the guidance of the first few R's. Rethink, do I really need it? Refuse, no, I can manage without this. And reduce, I will buy this product, but very rarely. Swrmers, thank you so much for joining us. We can't overstate how much we love having you here and connecting with you in the comments, so make sure you leave one below. Hit subscribe and the bell so you never miss a video drop. And until next time, stay happy, stay safe, and stay sustainable.